Ladies and gentlemen, what's good? YouTube is Jay here. We are here today with the first ever iteration of State of the Galaxy, which is a little mini series I'm going to be doing on this YouTube channel to basically talk about the state of the Helldivers 2 Galaxy, what's happening around it, where are all of our troops at, and what fronts are we winning and losing on. With the recent update of Into the Unjust, we were introduced to the planet Osha Une, whose name I still cannot pronounce properly, but Osha Une. It's such a weird name to say. This is where the majority of our troops have been congregating over the last few weeks, but some other fronts have also seen some action, so my goal is to cover a lot of that in this video. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so let's start off with the Terminids. Obviously, Osha Une is the big thing here. This planet is where most of our forces are, and we have a major order with the goal of collecting 350 million common samples and 200 million rare samples. We currently only have 13 hours left in this order, unfortunately. Osha Une was a very difficult place to just go to in general, with a resistance level of very high. So while we're likely to lose Osha Une, it is what it is. We've seen victories at other planets, but we have lost 209 million Helldivers to this planet since it was first revealed to us, with 9.2 billion enemies killed. So that's a pretty, good trade-off, I guess. And 44 billion bullets fired, which is absolutely ridiculous. And the losses are still mounting in a desperate attempt to finish this major order, which again, I just don't see a word and we're able to complete this in time, given we only have 14 hours left. Hellmire was another planet that recently went under attack, but we were able to successfully defend it and Outpost Alpha. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen in the next 14 hours once we potentially don't finish this major order. Nibble 43 is another planet currently under siege with 5,400 plus Helldivers here doing their thing. And then we've actually got the DSS over here at Azterra, almost at Adziri, like from Star Wars, which is actually very, 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 very close to being liberated with a very low resistance of 0.50%. But these planets still have that brutal predator strain. But for the most part, we've retaken a lot of locations over here over the last few weeks. Sirius is also another planet with a very low resistance, so I'm expecting to see a majority of our troops, which are 47,000 strong over here, eventually relocating to Sirius, hopefully anyway. We've lost 40 million Helldivers to this planet over the years, and 2.2 billion enemies have been in fact killed. We've got about 47,000 Helldivers currently active here, which is about maybe a fifth of our current deployed Helldiver force, so that's pretty nice. Overall, that's the bug front. There are troops in other locations, but again, these locations don't have nearly as much value as these few sectors up here. Due to the importance of Turing being a research center, I also suspect that a lot of our forces will eventually move over here too, because it is currently under siege, and it is a, city planet if I'm not mistaken. But that's pretty much it for the bug front. We have no access to these other worlds over here. None of these belong to us, unfortunately, but to the bug scum. Let's move on over to the automatons, which I haven't actually participated in a single battle over here in who knows how long, but we don't have any planets over here aside from this one on the very fringes of it under our control, unfortunately. We've got 1,000 troops over here at the Tanis sector, 900 over here at the Las Kyle sector, I think that's how you say that. The Andromeda sector currently has 1,300 and the Trigon sector has 1,200 plus. Nanos has 1,900, Sagan has 2,400, but the majority of our troops are over here on the Mars Spear sector with 25,000 strong, currently duking it out with the bots just across these three string of worlds. Most of our troops are currently centralized at Fenmire, but we do have the Incineration Corps over here on Tarj, giving our troops a little bit of a hassle, but otherwise nothing really important is happening over here on the bot front as it currently stands. I mean, again, most of our troops are dedicated to the bug war right now, so I don't really see a world we'll be looking too much over here until later on. And there's a point I'm going to make about why later on, a little bit later in this video, because there's some interesting leaks that have come out recently that might surprise some of you. The Illuminate sectors briefly are very sparse. This is where the least amount of our troops are deployed, with the majority of them being located in the Cancri, I believe Cancri sector, over here at Shashol Beach. This is again one of our other city worlds. New Alexandria is currently under siege, and this has been a planet that we have been heavily trying to hold on to for a while, but unfortunately the Illuminate have taken a few of our different cities, but we'll just wait and see. I mean, they do have a very low resistance count. It's just that most of our troops are dedicated to the bug front, unfortunately, so we can't really spare the additional reinforcements necessary to liberate this planet as it currently stands, and I don't know if we'll be able to liberate it anytime soon. Again, once this major order is done, this is going to determine where a lot of our soldiers go and what the next plan of action is from Super Earth Command. With that being said, that is the official state of the galaxy. Now let's go dive into some of the other interesting things going on in the Helldiver news as of recent. A leak from Iron Sights has been recently posted on Twitter. There is a new automaton super weapon currently in development, very similar to a Death Star from Star Wars. That's right, the automatons are going to have access to a planet-killing weapon that I'm sure Helldivers are going to want to take from them, even though it won't be very democratic to use bot technology. I think Super Earth High Command will likely want us to go after it. Now, the official date of when this will probably drop is unknown. We'll have to just kind of wait and see for that one. Now, the official drop date for this is currently unknown, so we'll have to wait and see for that, but it'll probably come after the next major automaton update, which is assumed to be factory related worlds or something similar to what we just dealt with the bugs, where we had to go deep into enemy territory to some of their more important planets to try to take them out or take them over, maybe even. Well, it'll likely probably be some kind of search and destroy mission, I guess, because we don't want the bots being able to build this super weapon. Next, we have some statistics from Malevelon Creek and Oshaune, including how many Helldivers have been killed over time. Malevelon has seen a total of 5 million plus missions completed, 715,000 missions have failed, so only 12% of Malevelon missions have actually been failed historically. Mission dive time stretches over a course of 2 months, 1 day and 18 hours, 53 minutes and 26 seconds. 2.7 billion shots have been fired, 2.7 billion projectiles have been hit, and hits to shot ratio is a 0.99%, so I mean, we're trying our best, right? Kill to death ratio is currently 15.04, so we're actually doing really good. Dead automatons rises over 376 million, but the number of dead Helldivers over time has been a little over 25 million. There have been 2.3 million accidental kills by friendly Helldivers. We don't talk about that though, because we can't let the rest of the Super Earth population know that Helldivers from time to time accidentally shoot one another. Moving over to Oshaune, whose name I really just want to call Oshan and then just leave it at that. At the time of that post, which was on September 7th, we have seen a total of 21 plus million missions completed, which is absolutely ridiculous. That is literally 4 point something times the amount of Malevelon missions completed. 3.5 million missions fail, which actually is surprising. I thought we would have lost way more of them, to be honest. So 85% of missions are actually completed, but that's the bigger issue, unfortunately. We're there to collect samples and not actually complete missions, but it is what it is. Mission dive time stretches over 2 years, 1 month, 3 weeks, 3 days, and 3 hours, which is absolutely insane. I mean, wow. 40 billion shots have been fired at the time of this posting, and there have been over 49.3 billion projectile hits. The hits to shot ratio currently sits at 1.2, with the kill to death ratio sitting at 44.65, which is absolutely insane. There are currently a total of 8.3 billion plus dead Terminids, with 187 plus million Helldivers killed in action, which is legitimately several times the amount lost on Malevelon Creek. There have been 22.9 million accidental kills from Helldiver allies, unfortunately. So as you can see, Oshaune has been, well, very brutal and compared to Malevelon. A lot of people, including myself, were comparing the two when this new planet was first open to Helldiver activity. But over the last few weeks, we have seen absolutely staggering losses to Helldiver forces on Oshaune, making Malevelon Creek look like summer camp in comparison. I was at Malevelon Creek during the original days of diving on that planet, and I have to say without a doubt that Oshaune has been by far the worst planet my troops have ever been deployed to, and I look forward to the day we don't have to go there anymore. Even the comments on this post do point out the differences between Malevelon and Oshaune, but either way, both planets are devastating, but this new one, with the addition of the new recruits that we've got, has been just about as equally as bad, if we're being honest, and many more ways absolutely worse. As it currently stands, there is gloom interference on Oshaune, and I quote, due to adverse sport conditions, logistical support on Oshaune has been greatly limited. Ammunition pickups currently are yielding 50% less ammo, so divers that are currently on Oshaune are suffering heavily from a lack of proper ammo. So Helldivers on Oshaune are currently suffering from a lack of proper supply lines, so that planet just continues to get worse. Overall, the deployment of the new Xbox divers has seen some significant wins, but a lot of losses due to some, well, rather poor training on behalf of the Super Earth military forces, which will basically just need to re-educate a lot of these guys, but they're getting used to the way things work around here. They have a little over 13 hours left to continue the operations on Oshaune before Super Earth gives us our next major order. But that'll be it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. This being boy Jay. I have no idea what's in store for the future moving forward, so I'll just kind of wait and see. But this has been State of the Galaxy. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like on the video, sub to the channel, and let me know what else you would like me to cover as a part of this new little mini series. And as always, I'll see you later. Hope you have a great day. Peace.